I opened the Toontown launcher and it had a little update and I was like, oh man, the game updated. So I checked the website real quick and it says September 2nd, 2021, fixed a crash related to teleporting to a friend inside a Toon building. Let's go! Genuinely, that's probably just an issue that came with the last patch, and so they had to like repatch this patch to like make it not broken. I decided to tweet it though. I'm like, new TTR update, let's go! Oh, I'm so cynical. Why do people like me? But it's Toony the Tiger time, and I am very, 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 shut up! Very, 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 very warm. It is very warm here. Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
In Las Vegas, it's currently 95 degrees. There is currently an excessive heat warning in effect.
Do you see this, bro? Do you see this? It is dark outside, bro. It is dark. And it's 95 degrees. I complain, but genuinely, when it's 95 degrees out and it's this dark, like, you don't feel like it's 95 degrees out. It feels like a crisp 78 to 83, you know? Why do I even consider buying any of these things? I'm broke, bro. Need to take out a loan from the Toontown Bank. Here we are, let's go. Hello, I'm here for loan. That's, you know what? I'll take my next task, sure. Go visit Timmy's dad, got it. But how's it going, everybody? It's your pal Megasnoop bringing you another Toony the Tiger episode. And it's in the 80s, that's all I know. I mean, it's in the 90s outside, but it's in the 80s as far as episodes go. Gotta draw out the episode just a little bit, considering, like, this whole episode is just gonna be Toony running around fighting cogs on the street trying to get his Lobot suit task. And that doesn't take too long, all things considered. Oh, I don't want to do this. No, I'm not. Yeah, you guys go. This is your building. Go, 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 go. You go in. Go ahead. Have a good one. Good luck. Save my dad. But this episode is just going to be a lot of like running down random streets, fighting a few cogs at a time until I get the thermo detector or whatever they're called, and then turning him into Professor Flake, and then coming back and just doing that for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And that's the episode. So in the meantime, I get to tell you guys stories and jokes, and I don't know, maybe edit a couple bits here or there to make it a little funny. I don't know, dude. All I'm saying is Professor Flake's building should be immune, and there's no reason that I should ever have to worry about it being a cog building. I still don't know why this hasn't been changed or an update or something. Like how is this authentic to the Toontown experience? It's just annoying. But I think it's only been a week since the last episode. Maybe it's been a little bit longer than that. I have no idea. I definitely have like a million things to talk to you guys about though, because a million things have happened. Oh, bro, why do this? Just fight me. So let me take a sip of soda real quick. This isn't even soda. The Tetris one that they now have at my local grocery store. And it tastes really good. And sound missed, and that's my cue to leave. Hate this game. But I know I showed it on stream, but I have way too much G Fuel now. I probably had like a good dozen and a half in my fridge. I'm gonna need to restock soon. But like in the pantry, I think I have like 3 boxes worth, and there's like 12 to a box. So there's at least like 30 some odd more in my pantry, so I'm not running out anytime soon. Not that I was worried about it, but just in case. Listen guys, all we need to do is somehow become really famous really quickly for no reason, and then G Fuel will sponsor me. What do you guys think? Good idea? Yeah? I think it's a plan, honestly. Like, dude, people have been famous for lesser things. I'm just talking about being famous for what I'm already doing, you know? Like, hey, it's that Twitch streamer that has viewers because he plays video games. Dude, there are people who do nothing and they get famous. Like, I don't get it. They're like, I uploaded 2 YouTube videos and did 1 Twitch stream a month for the past 4 months, and they've got like thousands of viewers. Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't. Make 1 TikTok 1 time, it goes viral, and then suddenly everybody knows you. Bro, all I'm asking for is G Fuel sponsorship. That's it, bro. Which ironically, the community manager for G Fuel follows me on Twitter, and I have no idea why. Nice guy though. Great beard. But listen, if G Fuel happens to be watching, I love G Fuel. Dude, legit, ever since I was able to buy G Fuel locally, it's literally the only thing I've been buying. If there's anything you guys are gonna know me for, it's gonna be Taco Bell, Baja Blast, Toontown, and then G Fuel, I swear. It's not even cold. It's been in the heat all day. Oh, it gets so warm in this room. Dude, I legit can't wait for the next couple months where it's just going to be so cold out. And by cold, I mean like 50 to 60 degrees, which isn't so bad at all. But like, it's gonna be heaven, because then this room will heat up to keep me warm during the cold, and it's gonna be nice. Ooh, it's gonna be nice. I can't wait. But speaking of things that are upcoming, I have news of something that's coming up even sooner than upcoming. I don't know why I'm touching my keyboard while I do this, but so surprised I haven't gotten the drop yet, but that's all right. Kill time in the video, let's go. So if you've been following the video streams or whatever for the past like couple months, you would know that we were getting a house, and now we've got a house, and now I'm in the house, and this is my office in the house, and we have many bedrooms in the house. And up until around this point, one of the bedrooms has been empty. And by empty, I mean we've been using it to hold random stuff that we don't really care to put anywhere else. Which is crazy, because we actually have a lot of storage space. So why we're using the empty bedroom for it when we have actual dedicated storage space blows my mind. But I digress. So for a little bit, we've been looking for somebody to fill that room. We've been looking for somebody, I mean, we've already found somebody, and we actually found somebody like 2 or 3 months ago before we even knew we got the house. We just kind of pitched him the idea. We're like, hey, if you're interested, we got a room, and if you want it, it's yours. And the man agreed to it, and he's all like, yes, I think I shall take that room if you're being so kind and generous to offer it to me. And I was like, yes, would you like to be coming? And he was like, yes, I would like to be coming. By the time that this is live, I may already be on my way to go get him, and then we're taking a road trip down to Vegas, and it's gonna be a good time. Probably gonna be a good time. Unless we crash and die, but you know, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. And I'm not gonna use this platform right now to tell you who it is, but if you've been watching some of my recent streams, you absolutely know who it is. And you'd be aware of who this person is. I can say as much as that they play Toontown as well, even though he shouldn't, but he does. Poor guy. That poor bastard. So I think when he moves in, or at least when I'm on the road trip, I'll make like a more official announcement being like, hey guys, look, we got somebody to fill the room. And he'll probably be here streaming and doing his content on whatever platforms he makes content on. But I assure you that really doesn't change a whole lot for what I do here. I'm still gonna be making dumb little YouTube videos and Twitch streams and stuff. It just means sometimes I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm going out to lunch and we're bringing an extra person or two. But it should be a good time, should be fun. In the upcoming weeks, this house will be fully realized, and we're gonna have a bunch of degenerates running around. And then we're gonna do things like have Friendsgiving and have some friends over for that and be disgusting and gross and loud. I mean, we already do that, but the more people we add, the more disgusting and gross it gets. And we've only been adding more people. It's gross. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a while since I've made a big road trip to Vegas. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that again in the upcoming week or so. And so I'm sure whatever content I get from that, it will make a good story for the next Toonie the Tiger. So stay tuned. Get it? Because Toontown? But man, oh man, did a few things happen in the past week or so that I get to share with you guys now. And ooh, it's been interesting. Man, just having the house in general has brought upon so many different like things to happen and stories to tell. Like, just to start, we've been told that you can find like scorpions and spiders and big ants and stuff here, and I really haven't run into too many of these pests around the house. Like, I've been living in Las Vegas for like 3.5 years, and if you count that first year I was here in like 2016, technically I've lived here for a grand total of 4.5 years if you combine it all together. And during that entire time, I have never, ever seen one scorpion. Not one. And I walk everywhere. I'm always walking. I'm always outside. I'm always taking little trips out to the strip and hanging out with friends and going different places. I've never seen a scorpion here. I'm sure they exist. I don't doubt it. It is the desert. Man, people make it seem way more of an issue than it really is. Matter of fact, there was actually a guy who came to my door. I was in the middle of editing. I was trying to make some like Toontown TikToks, right? And I was like, this could be fun just to do for a day. And a guy came to my door, and I had to get up from what I was doing and walk over to the door and answer it. And there's like this guy with a man bun and a hat with like this jumpsuit who's all like, hello, I thought I'd let you know that we are here for your neighbor Elizabeth. And I was like, yeah, I know Elizabeth. I don't know Elizabeth. I don't know any of my neighbors. Actually, I think we met this one on this side of us, and her name is Diane, and she's like 50. She seems nice. Other than that, I don't know any of my neighbors. But apparently he's like, yeah, I was here helping out Elizabeth because she called us. She was having a scorpion problem. And we just wanted to offer our services to you too, because if we're gonna be here rounding up, putting down some scorpion spray on her lawn, you know, they're gonna start running away from her house and probably into your house, right? So we should put some scorpion spray down on your lawn too. So would you like some scorpion spray? And I was like, I haven't seen any scorpions, but if I do, I'll let you know. And he's like, oh, well, actually, your neighbor on this side of you also saw scorpions. Also, the neighbor behind you said they saw 2. I wish I was over exaggerating this, but he literally was like, this person saw 1 and your neighbors behind you saw 2. And I was like, man, you're just pulling these very specific numbers. And like, why are you talking to every one of my neighbors, specifically the ones behind me, specifically the ones to my right, specifically the ones 2 doors down? What, was I the last one to know? Like, you going down the list, you're like, all right, let's talk to this person, this person, this person, and this person last, because that's gonna be the hard sell. Like, what? No, dude, I haven't seen no scorpions, and since he showed up, I still haven't seen no scorpions. But he was like trying really hard to sell this to me, and I was all like, no, I'm not interested, thank you though. You know, trying to be nice. And then he started like trying to push it, and he's like, oh, you know what, we don't just do scorpions, we take care of like ants and spiders too. And he sees like some of the cobwebs and spider webs that we have up near the door, because we just moved in and we haven't taken the time to clean because we're degenerate. And he's like, oh yes, you know, I bet your wife would love if I were to clean out some of these cobwebs for you. And bro, I couldn't help but laugh a little bit. I was like, my man's just said my wife, bro. Where do you see the ring, bro? Where do you see it? Are you peering into my living room from there? Because if you open the door, you can see my living room. You see my living room? You see the single couch and the TV and the PlayStation and the lack of decoration? How there is nothing else in the living room? You're gonna look at this and tell me that I have a wife, a very well-mannered wife who likes to live in a very empty space. Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's my dream girl right there. Girl who wants to live in a big open empty living room. Man said my wife. I actually had to like try not to laugh as he was saying that. Imagine just assuming someone's married, bro. But then like after that, he started trying to get like super personal with it. He was like, oh yeah, bro, dude, like I can see you're not interested, but like what's up with the headset? Cause I had my headset like this, right? Cause I came from the computer, and I didn't have the heart to tell him, yeah, I've been editing some Toontown TikToks, cause that's weird. So I just told him I was doing some video editing, because that's my work. I work from home. And he starts going, oh yeah, man, I used to do editing in college, bro. Like, how do you get into that profession, dude? Like do you just like approach a company or like what? And I was all like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, yeah, I used to use like Adobe Premiere and like the other one. What was it? Like After Effects? I don't know. Dude was getting like way personal. I was like, dude, I'm already not buying your scorpion repellent. Why are you asking me about my video editing? And then like, I was like, okay, yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna go have a nice day. And as I'm closing my door, and he's like, yeah, what's your name again? Click. I kind of felt bad, but at the same time, stop trying to sell me scorpion repellent. The fun fact is, I went into my garage today because I don't explore my own house very often. I wake up, I go to the bathroom, and then I come to this room, and then I sit in this room for like 14 hours. That's not true, but it feels like it sometimes. So I don't really like explore my house too much, but today I went to the garage just to like look around to see what we have. There's some like leftover stuff from the contractor and whatnot, and apparently we just have like a ton of like scorpion repellent in our garage, which means they've already put some down, which means if we had purchased from this guy, we would have been wasting our time and money even more than the fact that it was already a scam. But truth be told, I guess we're good on the scorpion repellent. So yeah, if that guy is watching for whatever reason, we're good. Don't come back. And thought I had a wife. But even though I haven't seen any scorpions around here, I did find a little funny in my house last week sometime, right? And I already posted this on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. Basically follow all my other social medias, because they see all my day-to-day stories first before you guys hear about it. So oops. But I was walking down my stairs coming down to head to my office, right? And as I turn the corner of the stairs and start to head to the kitchen, I see like this kind of smudge on the ground, and I'm like, what's on the ground? I was trying not to step on it. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just really big bug. And then I looked down, and it turned out it was like this little lizard gecko salamander thing. I don't know how to properly classify it. I've been calling it a salamander. I hope it's a salamander. But it's this little tiny little lizard guy, and he was like the cutest little thing. I call him Charlie. But like, he was sitting there and he wasn't moving. And I was like, hey, little guy. And he was like the size of like half my pinky maybe. And I was like, hey, little guy, you want to not be there so people don't step on you? And he just wasn't moving. And I thought maybe he was dead. So I was like, I gotta move him some way. So I go over to my kitchen and I get like a bowl and a lid. And then I put the bowl down in front of him. And I get the lid and I try to use the lid to kind of like push him into the bowl. But again, he's so tiny that the lid is just too big for me to like properly push him with. So I ended up having to get like a plastic spoon to try to like scoop him up and push him in. This is the only reason I knew he was alive at this point, is because as soon as I started pushing him with the spoon, it like nudged him forward and his head went. And just that one movement of his head turning, I was like, all right, he's alive. So that's good. And then so again, I tried to like scoop him into the bowl. And at that point, he turned and ran the other way and he made a beeline for the stairs. And I was like, oh no, you don't. But the funny thing is even though he's a lizard, apparently like he just doesn't have any sticky on his fingers. I guess when you're in the desert, you just have like little claws. You don't really have like sticky. So he goes over to the stairs and he's just trying to climb up the stairs, and obviously he's not going anywhere because he's just scratching at the wall of the stair. And at that point, I'm like, got the bowl there and the spoon, and I'm going like this, trying to pick him up and put him into the bowl. I did eventually get him into the bowl and took him out to the backyard because I don't want to put him out in the front yard. I don't know when he's gonna get run over by a car or something. Took him out to the backyard, put him in our grass, and I was like, okay, goodbye, have a good one. And that was like the best moment of my week. I don't do a whole lot. I swear I don't. But according to Noah, my roommate, I have this unbelievable talent and curse where things just happen to me. So I always have some story to talk about and share with you guys, whether it be the salamander or whatever else happens to be going on throughout my week. Things just happen and I'm like, quick, take a picture for like Instagram. But hey, you know what? In the life of a content creator, we call those blessings, you know? He was a cute little guy. I was sad to see him go. People were telling me to keep him as a pet, and I was like, you know, can't really do that. I think there's actually something in our lease that says that if we want to keep a pet in the house, we have to pay an extra like $500. And do I look like I got $500? Matter of fact, if anything, I'm gonna be very short on money upcoming here because of the fact that I felt a little like disturbance with my teeth. And I've always kind of known that there was like a little gap in my tooth right here, like a little, like maybe a little bit of it missing. But I finally decided to go in and like get it like taken a look at by a dentist. Dentists are huge scams, by the way. They're just huge scams because just for them to see me, I think it was like $50 just to look at me. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Yeah, $50, nothing, right? Easy. But I always felt like there was like a little hole in my tooth here, and then like on the bottom I thought there was like a little piece of it missing. It turns out there's like a whole, like it's just half my tooth is gone. Think of like a cave like this. Like instead of my tooth being like this, it's like this because it just goes in and it's just half of it's gone. And after they took x-rays, it turns out it goes all the way to the center and I need a root canal. But it turns out the one on the bottom that I thought wasn't as nearly as bad is even further in, and it's like, yeah, you need 2 root canals. And I'm like, bro, you think I'm made of money? So anyway, that's gonna be $3,800. If you guys don't remember the last time that I had like issues with my teeth, I was having one of my teeth, like it was like coming out of my gums sideways. It was my wisdom teeth, and it was causing me so much pain. It was giving me headaches, and I couldn't physically sleep at night. So I ended up having to like spend, I think it was $2,000 to get them removed. And then this tooth up here was chipped, and I had to get that one removed too. So I got 5 teeth removed, cost me $1,800. And I don't want to remove 2 more teeth, bro. I'm already running low on teeth. You only get so many of these puppies, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to go along with the root canals, which again will be happening within the next couple weeks or so. And when that happens, I'll probably give you guys an update on that and see how that went. But the last time that I had to get like that surgery done on my teeth, I really couldn't afford it then, so I ended up having to go get a job for a little bit to have some extra money to pay it off. And that's when I started working at PlayStation, and I ended up liking it there, and the people who worked there ended up liking me, and I ended up being there for like 2 years until the whole office shut down, right? It wasn't anything I did, it was just the office shut down. I'd really like to not have to, you know, get another job right now just to pay for this. I mean, content creation does all right for me, but you know, fingers crossed, I'm gonna see what I can do to try to make sure that I can keep doing this and not have to find money elsewhere. Because of that, though, I'm gonna have a couple different incentives here on Twitch. So if you follow me on Twitch, you'd like to come follow me on Twitch, I am doing daily streams except for on Sundays where you can come hang out and be part of the community. Right now what we're doing is we're trying to hit a sub goal for this month, and if we hit that sub goal, then I said I would do another subathon for next month and make it like a spooky subathon, which I thought could be cool and a lot of fun, you know, like still playing Toontown and checking out like Toontown updates, but at the same time maybe play some spooky scary games, or just chilling out with chat like I normally do. And that's always a good time too, and people are always lining up to see that. So we're kind of doing a couple different incentives, and a lot of this is just for the fact that I'm going to be having to spend $3,800 on some surgery for my teeth. And listen, nobody likes doing that, you know what I'm saying? But really, they absolutely try to scam you whenever you go into the dentist, because I was looking at the thing that they were lining up for how much everything's gonna cost, and the dentist was looking at my teeth, and if you just saw it, I don't know how I could show you guys if I could take a picture or something, but if you just saw it, you can tell that like half the tooth is just gone. And the dentist is looking at it, and he can see half of it's gone, and he's like, hold on, I need a second opinion. And he calls over the something specialist. He's like, hey, can you come take a look at this? I need a second opinion. And she comes over and sticks a mirror in my mouth, and she's like, yep, needs a root canal, and walks away. Took like 10 seconds. And then they add an extra $189 fee because it was analyzed by a specialist. Bro, dentists are a scam, dude. Hate the dentist. I mean, like, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, because if I don't get this taken care of, I'm gonna be in a whole lot of pain. But dentists are a scam. They should cost less and or be bundled in with your healthcare and not be a separate line of insurance, you know? But yeah, I went to the dentist and I have that scheduled. So I might actually crank out another Toony the Tiger before then. I don't know. We'll see. Fact of the matter is I usually record Toony the Tigers on Sunday. And right now it's Sunday. But next Sunday football starts again. So I don't know if I'm gonna like be here to record Toony the Tiger, dude. I might just be watching football. I don't know. Man, it's been a long time since football's been on TV. And dude, once football comes back on TV, it's here and gone in a blink of an eye, dude. Blink of an eye. Man, I've missed football. I've missed the Sunday afternoons, sitting on the couch, ordering some wings and fries and hating myself. But I got friends here, just like I did last year with Noah. We're going to be watching some games together. It's going to be a good time. I can't wait. Ooh, let's go Packers. I'm a big Packers fan, and people make fun of me for that for some reason. So that's another thing that usually tends to happen around this time of year, is because of the football, I start talking about that a lot more. I'll talk about it in Toony the Tiger episodes. I'll talk about it on stream. I'll absolutely talk about it in my Discord. If you haven't joined my Discord, you can absolutely join my Discord, or don't. It's up to you. I don't care. It's your life, right? But in my Discord, we started up the picks game again. So what we're doing is we have a bunch of different, like, we have basically a survey where it says, these are the teams playing, who do you think is going to win, who do you think is going to lose? And you can go in and fill it out, and we're going to keep score of how many you get right. And by the end of the season, whoever gets the most right gets a grand prize. I think last year we did either a jersey of your choice, so somebody won and asked for like an Aaron Rodgers jersey, or like a $100 Steam gift card, which, you know, that's a couple of games, man, or a bunch of CSGO crate openings, whatever you want it to be. And it's free to participate because it has to be, because if it isn't, then I think technically we're running a lottery and the government cracks down on me and makes me pay a bunch of fees and penalties. So it's free if you want to join. You know, Discord is always linked in the description of the video. You can go check that out if you want. But whenever the Packers play, I'm always like, I used to go to Twitter and rant about the game on Twitter. I've gotten a lot better about that now. I don't go rant on Twitter. What I do now is I go into my Discord and I go to the sports section of my Discord and I whine and complain in the sports section of my Discord. It's a lot better handled, I promise. And because there's a few other Packer fans in there as well, they also go in and whine and complain with me. It's a good time. And then whoever the Packers are playing against, I swear there's always at least somebody who's a fan of the people we're against. And so they'll also be in the Discord mocking us and taunting us. And that's always a good time too. So if you want to be a part of that, you can. And if you're not a fan of football, that's okay too. Come on, give me that. Give me the... Ah, there we go. At least let me finish like Donald's dock. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was going to be a lot quicker than it is, because you have to go through every street and every playground collecting the thermostat, right? But it's been over half an hour and I've not even completed Donald's dock yet, so we might actually stretch this into 2 episodes. What do you know? Before I then have to make the next 6 episodes into doing front threes over and over and over again. And I think for the front 3 episodes, I'm either going to A, make a Toon HQ group and then start the episode when that group actually fills up. Or B, just put it on Twitter that I'm looking for like help with a front three and then see who shows up. Do the episode while these people are kindly helping me out on a front three. Maybe I put it in my Discord, who knows? Discord or Twitter. I'll figure it out, but we'll get there when we get there. And it looks like it's going to be at least a couple episodes because this episode is going to be half of the Lawbot suit, and it looks like the next episode is going to be the other half of the Lawbot suit. And then maybe the episode after that is going to be doing each of the boss bots, because the boss bots you have to do, like the first 6 aren't hard to find because you only have to do, you can find them on the street, so it's not hard at all. Trying to find a corporate raider can be a little tough. You just got to find the right building, and then finding a big cheese can be a little tough because that's even more rare in a building. If you go to like the Berg and do one of those buildings, it's not too bad, but like trying to find somebody to do a building with you is rough. Why am I getting gags again? I just got gags. Like 30 seconds ago, I got gags. Remember? A, make a Toon HQ group and then start the episode when that group actually fills up. Or B, just put it on Twitter that I'm looking for like... Bro, I think I've got dementia. But I do at least have like 1 or 2 more stories here real quick, so let me get into those real quick. I got story time. So I would say I am an adult, okay? I am, all right? I've lived a long life already. I'm 27 years old. For some reason, I still play Toontown. 27, gosh, I hope I'm an adult. But man, even in today's day and age, a lot of 27-year-olds might not seem so adult-ish, because I know a lot of people around my age or even older that still live with their parents because it's tough to get a job, let alone one that has enough of an income where you can get your own place or even live alone. Bro, I don't even live alone. The only reason I live in a house right now is because I live with like 5 other people. Not that I probably couldn't live alone. I could probably live in a 1-bedroom apartment all by myself, but that's boring and lonely. So I think I prefer doing this rather than living alone in a 1-bedroom apartment, you know? But yeah, being an adult, one of the things is just being able to recognize when there's something wrong or something off, and then being able to take action on it. One of the things that happened recently is it looks like we had a gas leak here in the house. The reason for that is we did just get a brand new stove. So when we moved in, there was a stove that was already here, and it was, I don't know, dirty and gross and old, and we wanted to get a new one because why not? We're adults, we can do that. Let's just get a new one, you know? So we go to Best Buy, we're like, that's the one, give us that one. And they had it delivered and set it up and installed it, and it was all good to go. A couple days later, I'm in this room right here. The stove is physically on the other side of that wall. If I walk out of this door and turn left, that's the kitchen with the stove. And I've been in here already, you know, editing TikToks like I do. Follow me on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, time to take a break. I go use the bathroom, maybe make something to eat. I walk out of that door, I open it up, and it goes whoosh. It just reeked of gas. And I was all like, was someone cooking something recently? Did they leave the stove on? It's always where my mind jumps to first, is like maybe somebody left the stove on. And I look over, all the stove clickers are in place. I'm thinking, well, maybe somebody turned on the fireplace, not knowing how it worked. Check the fireplace, it was still off. And I was like, that's weird. Why does it smell so much like gas? And I wasn't even 100% sure that it was gas, but you know, better safe than sorry. And I wasn't gonna be like, all right, gas check, light a match, whoosh, right? Like that. Don't do that. That's bad. That will literally make your house blow up. But it kind of really smelled like gas, so I did what I thought would be responsible, and I called the gas company and I said, hey, my whole kitchen reeks of gas. Can you get someone to come check it out? And just so you know, first of all, they don't charge you for that. It's not a fee. They just want to make sure that everything is okay. They want to make sure your house isn't blowing up and that you don't die. And so they treat it like it's an emergency call, right? Like as if you just called 911 and they dispatch somebody right away to get there, because it is seen as an emergency. They, again, don't want your house blowing up. They don't want anyone harmed or anyone to die. Before doing so, I made sure none of my roommates were home, like to see if maybe they were here cooking or something. Knocked on all the doors. Apparently I was home alone, which is crazy because there's 5 people living here. And for all 5 people to just not be here except for me when we're all not doing something together is kind of crazy. Like, I get that they work, but they all work at different times, so I thought it was kind of weird. So I called him and he's like, all right, open the doors, leave the house, don't go back for anything. And I was like, got it. And then I went back for my headphones. I'm a bad influence. But then the gas guy came over. I was like, I smell in the kitchen. It's near the stove. We did just get the stove replaced. So I'm thinking it could be that if you want to go check that out. And he pulls it out and he's got his little like beep, 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 beep detector. I don't really even know what it does, but it tells him where the gas is coming from. And he's like, ah, yes, it appears to be coming from the stove. And I was like, I knew it. But it turns out it wasn't like Best Buy installing it incorrectly. It was a manufacturer issue with the stove itself. There was something that wasn't tightened or in place properly. and he went back there and just tightened it up and got it fixed. So now no more gas leak, we're good. But it is one of those things where, like, I don't know how many people around my age would be keen to notice that, let alone take action of it. I'm wondering how many people in this household would have been like, oh, it kind of smells like gas, what should we do? In a weird way, like, I am the oldest person who lives here, so I'm seen as kind of like the dad of the house. I feel like most of the time whenever something like that happens, they come to me and they're like, hey Aaron, it smells like gas. You want to, what should I do? Or even if they know what to do and they're gonna call somebody, they at least want to run it by me first. They're like, hey, it smells like gas. I'm gonna call the dudes. Is that cool? Yeah, please, absolutely. It is kind of nice to be seen to have so much responsibility and trust, though. Like, I get it, it's cool, but that is kind of one of those like becoming an adult things, and I've been an adult for a long time, so I've been doing things like this for the past like 10 years now. Hopefully, if anything, that's just encouraging you guys that if something seems off or seems wrong, don't be afraid to take action. If you're an adult, you kind of have to be the person to say, hey, something seems wrong. I got to do something about this. And let's go take this to Professor Flake. Let's go. That ends Barnacle Boatyard. I was going to call it Barnacle Boatyard. It's Donald's Dock in this game, bro. Why can't Toontown servers just be consistent, dude? Why can't they all just name everything the same thing? God, I hate it. Elm Street, let's go. A lot of really cool stuff coming up. I'm really, really excited for it. I think I'll get just this one more thermometer thing and then call it an episode here. But I do have one more quick little story, just a little fun thing. So with us moving, now we rent privately from like an individual owner of a house as opposed to like a big corporation who's like, we own apartments, pay us through this website. And I think it's better to go private because they can give you a better deal and you can always like rework your lease agreement a lot easier because you can just talk to them and be like, hey, can we do something about this? As opposed to them having all of these rules and regulations they gotta abide by because whoever it is, the company they're working for. So with that being said, the way I pay rent is not like it normally is when you live in an apartment. If you've ever lived in an apartment, you know that you usually go on the apartment website, you log in as the resident, you put in your info, and you just pay right there on the website. That is not how you do it when you do it private. Ironically, they kind of like want me to cash app them the money. They're like, hey, time to pay rent, just cash app me. Except it's not cash app, they use Zelle. And apparently Zelle is a very popular thing to use when trying to give or take money or something like that. So like I can either pay my rent through Zelle, which I can't because in order to do that, if you want to make a transaction on Zelle of more than $500 a week, you have to have a connected bank from like a major line of banks. And the bank I have is not a major line of banks, so I definitely can't do that. So the alternative is I go to the bank that they have, that the private owner has, and I just put money into their account. And that has worked. So in order for me to pay rent once a month, I take a walk down to the bank, which is like maybe a 40-minute walk. It's a decent walk, and you know, as the months go on, it's going to be cooler out, and that walk isn't going to suck as much. I'm good with it. I'm okay with it. And you know, it's September now, so obviously I've already paid my rent. So during the last time I went to pay my rent, I walked all the way down to the bank, and they only had one teller available. It was a really long line. And the reason why it was really long is because the one teller was being held up with like the most random hippie guy I've ever seen in my life. Like this dude got like full beard, dreadlocks, beanie. He had like a knapsack. He looked like he rode a bike there. Like, I don't know if he did or not, but he's the type of guy that you would look at it and you'd be like, yeah, he rides a bike. The only thing he had was like a little knapsack, like a small little backpack on his back. But the thing is that one little knapsack was just full of like cash, like actual cash money. And the reason why there was such a holdup was because of the fact that this man was taking like half an hour to pull out wads of cash from this money to get it counted and deposit it into his account. If I had to take a guess, there was at least like 10 grand, like in small bills that he had just stacked on stacked on stacked on stacked. Maybe even more. I don't know. I wasn't there counting it. But there was such a long line at that point. People in front of me were like leaving because they didn't want to wait that long. I was like fourth in line, and it's a cog building. I hate it here. I was like fourth in line for the bank. They got a second teller finally. After me waiting there for about 15 minutes, they got a second teller, and they went through the whole line that was waiting, and that guy was still there getting his mounds of cash counted. Honestly, I should talk to that guy about financing me for some of my tooth surgery, right? That would be an idea. It looks like he's got some cash. Bro, I don't know how people get cash like that. Listen, man, I work hard every day. I'm out here. I'm making videos, doing live streams, posting TikToks, making music. I'm doing all the things, man, and I'm still, you know, getting by the skin of my teeth, ironically, because half my tooth is gone. But still, it's crazy. I don't know. I just thought it was a really interesting thing to see such a long line, because one guy who looks like he sells weed for a living is holding up the line at the bank. But that's all the stories I got for now. I didn't want this episode to get too long, because I know if I do my normal recording time, these have gotten 30 to 40 minutes long, and I'm like, I can't be making episodes. So I think this is a good stopping point. But Toony, talk to Professor Flake, grab that real quick. Awesome. Let's go grab the Lobot pelvis next episode and hopefully not get arrested for harassment or something like that. I do appreciate you guys watching this video and continuously supporting the Toony the Tiger series. It has been a very, very, very long journey and probably one of the longest Toontown Let's Plays, let alone like gaming Let's Plays that's ever existed, probably. But I do thank you guys for hanging out. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, God bless, and peace.